Hello, everyone. It is I, James the Squirrel, and after that lovely, lovely music, it is time to do some more weekly NXT with Nicky B.
I am not privy to this music right now. I didn't hear anything.
Yes,
So
he
I'm going to
doesn't
give.
know the gloriousness of the intro skit that I just did, and he will hate me in the editing booth. Hey, Nicky in the editing booth.
I just flashed my feelings on the screen right now. So future me, put that in.
uh, anyway,
Put that in me.
this week's NXT was
Oh
really
God,
good.
that sounds weird when you don't add the commas in the right place.
Yeah. Anyway, this week's NXT was really good.
I quite enjoyed this week's NXT. It was a fun little experience.
You know what? The way I look at it is, it is the wonderful sex after the incredibly bad date.
Usually that doesn't work that way. Like if you have a shit date,
I didn't say it was with a
then
date.
oh damn. Okay.
That is two jokes. Jokes at SmackDown's current writing staff. God damn the fucking ah.
Yeah, neither of the main roster shows really brought their A game. Like the only like big actually good thing that I felt happened this week was the Enzo and Cass breakup, which was
Yes.
fucking money.
That and Becky Lynch's promo.
Oh yeah. Like she's super earnest babyface.
Yes, she is super babyface at the moment, and I love her
Well,
promo work.
Moika.
Anyway, we're here to talk about
Yes.
NXT, which was lovely, lovely, lovely.
Yes, we begin with Peyton Royce versus Ember Moon.
Now,
So Ember
this is
Ember's
the
back being a werewolf cosplayer.
this
So
is the one match I had a problem with.
mm-hmm.
I'm fine with Amber winning. Problem I had with is how the match was booked, because it makes Peyton Royce and Billy Kay look like idiots because they interfered multiple times and still couldn't win.
To be fair, they kind of are. Like they
Yeah,
are.
but like, honestly, what I would have had is just have Amber Moon have the match be shorter and have Amber Moon win and give more time to that goddamn final match.
I felt that the main event went just the perfect amount of time because any more and it would have felt like, hey, shouldn't one of these like vicious knees or elbows to the face put him down at some point?
Anyway,
But yeah, like personally, I was cool with it because so early in the match, Ember goes for the Eclipse, and the the iconic ones dodge it by first off, Kay went up to the top, and like Ember knocked her over, but she bumped into the ref, which allowed Kay to yank her down off the top. That was good. And I feel like they needed to kind of like at some point take Kay out of the equation. Otherwise, like, what's to stop her from doing it again?
hmm. um, here's an interesting thing.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they'll ever do from the top rope to the outside Eclipse.
You know what? I bet that's how Ember's gonna beat Asuka.
I think that's how she's going to beat her by count out.
Oh, you just made this unhype. How about this? How
I'm
about
of the
this?
I'm of I will state that I am biased because I'm of the opinion that she shouldn't lose that belt and she should drop it and say, I'm done with this. I want the main title. I want the WWE title.
I actually have another idea for the women's title, but I'll get to that later. But yes, so this is so then later on in the match, Ember tried to go for the Eclipse again, but Billy Kay pulled Royce all the way out of the ring, and Billy ate a dive off the top rope for her troubles.
Hmm.
And then after that, like Royce pulled out some more. Like it seems like every week she has another like really cool move in her arsenal. Like I know she's done the Widow's Peak before, but this was a good looking Widow's Peak.
Yeah.
So she got 2 on that one, and then Ember hit the Eclipse. That's your pin. And afterwards, Royce immediately started selling her neck. Not as badly as Kay did. Like she wasn't dead,
Hmm.
but there like after the match she was definitely like, ow, my neck, fuck, ow,
Ow, ow, that fucking hurt. Ow. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What did we have after this? I think it was like a shitty promo.
After that, it was a Cassius Ono segment. He
Oh
was
no, that
warming
was
up
really, yeah, that
backstage.
was a really good promo. It was
Yeah,
basically, yeah,
I was
it's
about to say that wasn't
basically.
bad.
I was thinking of a different promo.
Uh, yeah, he's warming up backstage. Hideo Itami enters the frame and apologizes for being a dick the last few weeks. Says he hasn't had the success here that he had in Japan, and like he apologizes, and all seems good again between these two.
And like, Ono goes, "Hey, man, I know how it feels." And like, they have this good, actually nice moment,
Hmm.
and then they move on to the next segment.
Yeah. Also, before we get too far, um, we finally got that thing I wanted. We finally got the Cassius Ono Bulls jersey.
Yes, we both wanted that. Like
Fucking want.
the jacket I want.
Okay, I'll take the jersey. It's like the jacket was good with the horns on the Ono,
Yeah, like
but like
notice on his knee pads he also had that the Ono with the
yeah,
bulls, the horns. That like
mm,
as a Bulls fan, that I
yeah.
had to have
Plus,
that.
I'm just a mark for that. Like I love the cursive font Bulls jersey. That's such a good looking jersey.
Hmm.
Like that's like iconic.
I think me, you, and Toon all want that, unless Toon is a heathen.
I actually showed Tune it, and he was like, "Nice."
It's like 3 of us out of the Haymakers are Bulls fans. We're gonna be
Yeah,
pretty hype about a Bulls jersey.
yeah. Oh, quickly before we go into the next NXT thing, they showed another promo for Great Balls of Fire, and they took Enzo and Cass out of it. It's just Enzo now.
Poor
Friendship
Enzo.
is dead. Also, that Seth Rollins 2K18 promo is fucking metal.
Yeah, but fuck Take Two. I'm not buying that.
Yeah, well, yeah, yeah. We can let Calcos do that for the Haymakers tournament.
Oh
Spectacular.
no,
Makes
I
sense.
like I'm not doing anything with Take Two games at the moment because they've royally pissed me off.
Ah, okay. So the next thing was the Ely brothers versus Sanity.
They're religious.
Who, the Elys?
Yeah, like didn't you get the whole angelic angel vibe from their like theme and from their music and their Tron
A little bit.
and
Also,
their
kind of
that
given the fact that one of them's named Gabriel.
yeah, it's like okay, we don't
And
need to push the religious bullshit. We get enough of that.
well, hang on. Do we really have a character that's like got that kind of thing going for him?
Well, Bray Wyatt used to be creepy religious cult.
No, I mean like somebody who's really into Jesus.
You know what? The last time we had someone like that, he got booed out of the arena and was there for like 2 weeks and left.
I
There's
don't
a
know who that is
reason
you're
why.
talking about.
That one guy with that crucifix.
I still don't know. I have no idea.
One second. I want to find this.
Okay, but yeah, I feel like because right now the Ely brothers are kind of a blank slate, and like you can do something with them. Like you can make them like big Jesus guys, big fans of the big JC, and like that could work, I think. But yeah, the like okay, so the Elys aren't the first set of identical twins in WWE because like there's others, you know. You got the Bellas, you got the Usos. The Elys are fucking identical. Like
Mm.
they might not be twins. They might actually be clones of one another. Because like Jimmy and Jay, you can kind of tell them apart. Like one's got a bit of a thicker head. Even the Bellas before Nicky got the boob job, like it was possible to tell the two apart. These two are fucking identical. Like, check to see if one of them has a belly button. I'm not convinced. But
So
anyway, as
I found the guy I'm looking for. I just don't have his
you,
name yet.
okay, well, as for Sanity, it was just Wolf and Eric Young. Like, Killian Dane was nowhere to be seen, and like I guess kayfabe wise, Nikki Cross was still dead from last week. I don't know, but
Oh, we did get a. I think at the start of the show we got the announcement of the last woman standing match.
that was actually after this match.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But so yeah, the Elys actually kind of got in a bit more offense than I thought they would. I think that they're ready to make the next kind of leap, like because right now they're kind of in the same spot that Sabatelli and Moss are in, is like they're ready to get pushed, but they haven't picked up a win on NXT yet. But
Hmm.
like, I wouldn't be shocked if they like once the next Dusty Classic comes around, I wouldn't be shocked if like they picked up a first round win or something. Find that guy's name yet?
Yeah, Mordecai. He debuted in 2004 in April and was gone by July.
Okay, number one, I do not remember that guy at all. Number one, that or number two, that was 13 years ago.
13 years ago. That's how long it's been since like we've had a
Yeah.
proper religious like we've had people who have taken on like semi-religious wrestlers, not where
Hmm.
they're like I'm a religious person. It's more like yeah, religion is part of my gimmick, but it's not the main focus. But we haven't had a guy like Mordecai in a long time.
Yeah. Like if they do any
Lesser extent, Shawn Michaels as a good example of yeah, he found Jesus and became a thing, but it wasn't his main focus.
yeah. Well, like if they do any because I remember seeing a couple of promos from these guys and they seem okay on the mic.
Mm.
Like if you give them like say something similar to heel CM Punk when he's in full blown like
Cult.
drinking is the devil thing, yeah.
Yeah, the
Like they're
straight edge society thing, which I thought was lovely and should have kept going, but clearly WWE is stupid and doesn't like money.
yeah, but there's some stuff that you could chew on there, and I think that that could work for their characters, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, as for the match, the Elys did okay for themselves, but the end of the match saw the Elys setting up for some kind of big double team move, but Young hit one of the Elys with a neck breaker, threw him out of the ring. Wolf picked up the other one, and Young hit a top rope neck breaker for the win.
Mmm, sexy.
Yeah. So it does seem like the order of operations, I guess. Like Dane is the single star,
Yeah,
and Young and Wolf are going to be the tag team specialists.
which would make
Which
sense considering we've got a singles Tron music for Killian Dane.
yeah, and I kind of like that because like they could have gone the other way and had Eric Young be the singles guy, but like you're also kind of pushing the younger guy,
Mm.
and like that's always good.
You,
Like
you,
Dane probably has a longer shelf life than Eric Young because he's been around for like a decade.
and he's got a very safe style.
Yeah, Yeah, he's a big dude, but he doesn't have the kind of style that's gonna like injure people.
Well, not even just injure people. It's not going to injure himself.
Yeah, that's also true. So
Mm.
I think that I think that after next year's WrestleMania, they'll call him up and they'll give him like a rookie year Rusev push.
I would like the whole of Sanity to come up at once, which is probably and the only way I would see them not doing that is if they break up Sanity in NXT, or at least break it up as far as Killian Dane going on his own.
Yeah,
Which you'd have to do that, like, Killian Dane's last match is him beating Eric Young.
yeah,
Hmm. But if you don't break them up, you can literally have Eric Young be the mouthpiece, Killian Dane be this big monster that Eric Young unleashes.
yeah. My only issue with that is that Dane can talk, like, and
Oh
he's got
yeah,
a
like,
voice, and he's got a voice that, like, when you hear him talk, it inspires fear. It's just like the kind of voice where you're just like, oh,
but by
I don't want to fuck with
mouthpiece,
that guy.
I mean mouthpiece of the group. When Dane
Yeah,
is going
that's
after like the US title or something, Dane can talk for himself, but like having Eric Young say we are Sanity, and like when they're doing that stuff, when it's a Sanity promo,
yeah.
he talks. When it's a
Like,
Killian Dane promo,
he didn't do it right. It's like, we are Saturdays.
yeah, I don't need to do it
Ow.
because that.
Uh, yeah. So then after that, they showed a recap of the women's title match from last week. And next week, last woman standing for the title.
Ah, wonderful.
Okay, hot take. Nikki Cross is fucking winning.
Yeah, I've been calling this for like weeks.
So here's what I think is going to happen. I remember there was a last man standing match once between Shane McMahon and I want to say Steve Blackman, but I think I'm wrong on that one. Anyway, it was for the European title, and they were killing each other all over the ring. Uh, Shano hits like the elbow drop from the top of the Titantron, and like they're both dead, and they start doing the count, and then Test comes out and comes and like um picks up freaking uh Shane McMahon, puts him on one of the camera cranes, and that counts, and
Hmm.
Shane McMahon retained the title that way. If they do something similar to that in this title match,
Like
like,
have Sanity come out and just like,
mhm,
but like both of them are fighting. They've both knocked each other out. Sanity runs out, picks her up, stands her up. Um,
yeah, that is how you take the title off of her without doing or without making
hmm.
Asuka look weak. Although conversely, there have been like 6 opportunities for them to take the title off of Asuka without making her look weak. She's been in 2 multi-man matches. Uh,
No, no, she's been free.
I'm not counting the elimination match because she still would have had to have been pinned in that one. So 2 matches where she didn't have to eat the pin.
Hmm.
She was also in a match with um, Ember Moon, which has like been pretty much her strongest counterpart.
Yeah,
Like
I would
there's been
love the
chance.
fact. I would love to see Nikki Cross win it here.
Hmm.
Have Nikki Cross Ruby Riot at Brooklyn,
Hmm.
and
And then have
then
Asuka versus Ember non-title at
non-title
Brooklyn.
at Brooklyn, and then Ember can move on to going after the title.
Yeah, that definitely works.
Because
Although,
it works from a
mhm,
booking standpoint, it works from a storyline standpoint, and that way it's a nice swan song send off for Asuka to the main roster.
Yeah.
Now, here's the
Although,
question.
okay. hmm
If Asuka was sent anywhere, where would she go? At the moment, I'd be saying Raw because the Raw women's roster is a bit iffy.
I would also say Raw because SmackDown's women's division has a big story going on right now that encompasses the entire women's division, and
Well,
adding
remember,
Asuka to it.
remember, this is some after SummerSlam, so that storyline's going to be over.
Yeah.
And unless they drag it out to SummerSlam, and if they do, I'm going to be fucking pissed.
It's the WWE way. But either way, like I would still say Asuka goes to Raw. It makes a little more sense in my opinion. But
And I know this is kind of like not a nice thing to say, but then you don't have her and Shinsuke Nakamura both on the same roster.
yeah, no, that's totally a fair thing to say because you look at the two and they're both kind of similar. Like although they were in
Having
NXT at the
them
same time and
having them
like
on later, like in a year or something, like at the next brand split or something, not brand split, but like trade thing they do, that would be different because by then they'd both have developed a character of their own.
yeah.
Hopefully.
Although they were both in NXT as champions at the same time, so it's
Well,
not the worst thing in the world,
that
but
that is also NXT.
yeah. So
And NXT isn't the same as the main roster. We all know this. Something that can get over in NXT may not get over in on the main roster.
well,
Hey, Ascension.
at this point, that's kind of the same case with like Raw and SmackDown. Like something that was over there might not, because it's like different writers and such.
Well, I'm more saying different crowds because like NXT is definitely like our kind of crowd where main roster is um
Rapudo, do 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 do.
yeah.
Yeah, but okay. So since you say uh Asuka is gonna drop the title, like just to kind of like just to like
Yeah.
play the other side, I'll say Asuka retains.
Well, remember, we're not predicting this. This isn't a predictions video. We can agree.
Yeah, I know, but like just to cover our bases. So after that, why did I close my notes? Gosh, damn it. So
No,
after that, we
not the
got
Nicky
a.
notes. Anything but the Nicky notes.
So they ran that Sonya Deville package again. I think it was the same one from last week. It's so cool. And then after that, we got Rachel Evers versus Sonya Deville. Hey, it's Ricochet's girlfriend.
Um, made the
It's
joke
Rachel
that
Ellering, folks.
I made the joke that she looked like a Minnesotan mother. Don't you know?
Yeah.
I like the first thing when I saw. No offense to her, but it's like the first thing I saw when I saw her, I was like, oh my god, it's Marshall's mother.
Yeah, like Rachel doesn't exactly have like when you compare body styles, Sonya is a lot more athletic looking than
Yeah,
Evers, but like Evers is still pretty good.
yeah. She's got hot
Yeah.
mom bod, which is great for her.
Yeah. Also, Sonya needs to play a Terminator at some point in her life.
Insert
It's just
insert Kenny Omega Terminator music.
yeah, it's just a shame they never made another Terminator after the second one.
Um,
It's a shame they never made another Terminator after the second one.
um, I looks over at all those sequels that were like, not that good.
Non-existent? I agree. So, after that, so
Matt
Deville,
Smith
like,
was a fucking Terminator.
Wait, what?
Matt Smith was one of the Terminators.
Ah, is this a fan fiction that you wrote?
No!
It sounds fan fictiony.
I know. The Doctor was a fucking Terminator.
Okay, so after that thing that didn't happen, so they have the match, and like there's a lot of knees in this match. Just like Deville has a certain style, and it's like I will fuck you up
That
all
style is
day,
I'm gonna
every
punch you in
day.
the face until you stay down.
Yeah, like she takes this MMA style quite seriously. And I like this one part where like Ever starts to get in a little bit of offense. I think she had a big boot and like she was starting to get on a bit of a roll. And then Deville just like took one of her punches and was just like, "You messed up," and just
Hmm.
started punching Evers in the stomach over and over and over again. Looked like it sucked.
Probably did.
Yeah. And then I like this part. Her finisher isn't that terrible Shining Wizard anymore.
Yay!
Yeah, instead it's a double wrist lock. Like
Hmm.
it, I think I said this when I saw the during the last match. That finisher should have been either like a very strong strike, like a Superman punch, or some type of MMA finisher, and a double wrist lock fits that quite well.
They would never give her a Superman punch.
You get the idea, though.
Hmm. Um, the thing I'd say is I don't think she'll have a set finisher. I think she'll just do a submission move that looks good.
That's fair.
Hmm.
Like
Which, like,
number one, you're finding the one that like looks the best, but number two, like MMA fighters do that.
hmm. They get the win via doing like either knocking their opponent out or making them submit by any way they can. Some people
Mhm.
have like, okay, the move I'm really good at and the move that I can kind of get people into really easily is blank, but I don't rely on it to get me the win.
Mhm.
Which I'd be fine with her doing that as like that's her like that her finisher is I get you in a submission and I make you tap.
Yeah. It would make the matches a lot more like intense because it's just like anytime she puts her in a finisher, it's just or in a submission, it's just like, oh shit, is she gonna tap out to this one?
Yeah, which is I think WWE should move that way. Have wrestlers have more than one finisher, so it's like, oh, they
Hmm.
hit this finisher, and if it's someone who's a jobber, they get hit with that
Hmm.
finisher, they're done. But if it's like, okay, it's two
Super
heavyweights,
finisher.
yeah, it's like Shinsuke versus AJ. One hits the AJ hits the like phenomenal forearm, which is kind of a pseudo finisher for him now. Now, 1, 2 doesn't get the pin, and hits a Star Clash. 1, 2 doesn't get the pin. 450. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, something like that.
Hmm.
But yeah, good match. Deville's gonna be something strong.
I think, depending on how she goes, I could see her doing really well. I also see her being one of the like, if they were ever going to do a female Paul Heyman guy, like Paul Heyman girl,
Hmm.
she'd probably be the one. She like it's her or it's like her Oscar something like that.
Wouldn't be a terrible choice.
Hmm.
So then after that, we did a thing where earlier in the day, Bobby Roode was doing a photo shoot, and then the Strong family popped up for reasons. Don't know why they were there, but okay. So Rude starts talking trash to Roderick, and Roderick kind of just blows him off. But then Bobby Roode starts flirting with his wife, and Roddy just fucking goes. Like he just rushes at Bobby Roode and like gets in a bunch of good shots, and they end up needing to be separated. And then Bobby says the thing you don't say.
He,
I'll
he
take you. mm, I'll take you on anytime, anywhere.
mm-hmm.
Why do people keep saying that?
Because they don't mean it.
Well, I got bad news for you, Bobby. I guess William Regal took it seriously because in 2 weeks, on the 400th episode of NXT, we are getting Rude versus Strong for the title.
Now, here's my question.
Mm-hmm.
Will it change hands? I don't think so, because why would you, like...
There is a negative 3% chance that that is happening.
Why?
Number one, they are still, like, once we get there, we're only like 6 weeks out from TakeOver.
Hmm.
So the match is going to be Strong versus Rude, probably with a stipulation attached.
Yeah, like, okay, Rude's been cheating. Throw him in a cage.
Yeah.
Or
Like
ladder match, or whatever.
or the feud's getting really personal. It's like a last chance match.
Hmm. Some kind of stipulation will be added.
Yeah. But there's a 0% chance that this match is getting a clean ending, for one thing.
Oh yeah, I could see like Strong hits the knee, the backbreaker.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2. Bobby Roode's got his foot on the bottom rope. Ref sees it, stops, points to it, picks him up, goes to do it again. Rude counters, glorious DDT, middle of the ring, 1, 2, 3.
Except that it's a clean ending.
No. Well, add in a dirty pin. Just have it where Bobby Roode would have got pinned, and would have got pinned if the pin was in the middle of the ring, and it's clear that he would have won, and Roddy would have won, and the only reason Roode won was because he hit his finisher in the middle of the ring.
I don't think that's happening. I think Rude. I think that Roddy's wife is going to be somehow involved in the ending. Like, because that's how you get this thing to SummerSlam. Like, you cause a distraction finish. Like, I would not have Bobby or Roddy hit a finisher. To be fair, I would have Bobby hit some big move off of a distraction.
But Bobby's
and
already
get a handful of tights.
Bobby's already hit the glorious DDT on Roddy.
When?
The last time they faced each other.
When was that?
Like recently.
Why is my brain blanking here? I do not remember a match between Bobby and Roddy.
Give me a second. Win. Lost record. Thank you, Pro Fight DB.
This portion of the video is brought to you by ProFightDB.com.
Because, NXT Belair show.
That's a house show.
Yes, that was a house show. Download Fest. He's beaten him for the title. That's kind of a house show.
Anything that wasn't televised, I haven't seen.
That's Chicago.
Chicago was at Tommy.
Yeah.
And before that, Rude was.
I remember them having a match.
Who did Rude fight to get into the 4-way elimination match? No, it couldn't have been Roddy, because Roddy was. Oh, well, they did have one, or they weren't in the 4-way elimination match together. But I don't think Rude pinned Strong there. I don't know. Either way, dirty finish. Rematch in Brooklyn with a stipulation. Like, it's it's good. Either way, that
Yeah.
title's not changing hands. So, that led us to our main event. Cassius Ohno versus Aleister Black.
So fucking good.
They gave this match 15 minutes, and the super hard strikes per minute was like stupid high.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, it was, and it was really
so,
good. They touched on the fact that Cassius kind of trained into Alistair. That was
yeah,
nice.
yeah. Like, I did watch their match from PWG. I can't remember what the show is named, but
Mm.
I saw a match between Chris Hero and Tommy End, and I liked what I saw. I was worried a little bit though about one thing that we really haven't seen in NXT. I wanted to see how Aleister Black sold.
He
Because
can
to this
sell.
point, yeah, yeah, because to this point, Aleister has had no need to sell. Because he destroyed Andrade, and then he destroyed a bunch of jobbers, and then like now we're here. But then, but yeah, like Ono and Black like kicked the fuck out of one another, and they sold accordingly. And that's why I like this match over, like, say, Ono versus Almas from a few weeks back
Almost
when they
isn't that
just.
good anyway.
Oh man, how opinions have changed about Andrade.
Yeah, we were okay about him, and it's like, nope, nope, don't care.
Oh, how sad.
Like,
Like, they need to turn him around quick.
yeah, and the longer they do this, I don't care gimmick, the more and more I do not care for him at all, and like not even in a heel way, just like, uh,
Snooze.
yeah, it's like I've gotten to the point where it's like, oh, yeah, he had a match with someone and it was, meh,
And he lost.
yeah.
But yeah, but yeah, that like the selling in this match was why I liked it more than Ono Almas, because like they would get hit with a pretty strong move, and then they would be like, and they would stagger, and if they would go for a pin, it would get two. Like at no point did they just decide, you know what, yeah, no, not gonna sell, not gonna sell for this guy anymore.
Yeah, it was always a close three, or like early on it was like one, two, kick out. Later on
Mhm.
it was like one, two, almost about to go for free, kick out.
Yeah, and it told a good story because like all or like Ono was like trying to square up to Black and was trying to like get into his head, and at one point he even did the sit down pose,
Mm. The
and Black looked at him like, you motherfucker.
Yeah, the finish
How
to
dare-"
this match was beautiful.
Yeah,
The,
like there was strikes for
they
days.
just started throwing, and then like the last thing is kind of like a Rocky Free, I believe. Was it Rocky Free or Rocky Two?
Haven't seen. I think the only Rocky that I've seen the ending to is the first one.
Yeah, well, basically, like the final scene of the Rocky movie I'm remembering, they both go for the punch, and it cuts before you see who actually like they both hit kind of thing. In this
Hmm.
case, it was like I think
Okay.
Cassius Ono goes for the rolling elbow, so, but a leg is longer than an elbow.
Yeah. Was it Clubber Lang or Ivan Drago?
I don't remember. It wasn't Drogo. Basically it wasn't the guy because it was the scene is Creed and what's his name? I'm
Huh?
terrible.
Well, if it was Apollo Creed, then it must have been two.
Yeah, because Creed and Rocky basically sparring, bang, freeze frame.
Yeah. Okay, so but yeah, like there was just like one strike after another, and they kept going and going, and then finally Black hit the black mass.
Yeah, as Cassius Ono was going for the rolling elbow.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
which was lovely. 1, 2, 3. Black gets the win, and they just like they linger on the whole on the on Cassius Ono's like prone body, and then just like fade to
Fade to
black.
black. Yeah.
It's a pun.
Yeah. But I did like how like when Black went to sit down, he looked physically spent. He
Yeah,
looked like he'd been through a war.
it,
And
it,
that's
it
good
didn't
because
look like
like
he was just sitting there. It looked like he was sitting there because he was buggered.
yeah, and Cassius, like, if Cassius Ohno is going to be jobber to the stars, which he kind of is, like, that's the least you could do. Like, sell the fact that going through a match with this guy is fucking devastating.
Well, I see him getting maybe ending up in a tag team, him maybe getting a couple of singles belts for Cassius, where Aleister Black is clear he's going to that main roster and going after the main titles. He might
Mm-hmm.
have like 1 or 2 runs with like the United States or Intercontinental, but he's gonna end up with that main title.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Anyway,
So, oh, by the way, there was a thing backstage after the match. Like basically a Tommy just tried to like Itami met Ono backstage and was just like telling them to brush off the loss.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm
I
sure they'll
I
show it next week.
I have a feeling that those two could start up a tag team.
I think those two are going to start up a feud.
Yeah,
I
feud
re-
or tag team. They might do a feud and go into a tag team. Who knows?
mhm.
When's the
Yeah.
Dusty Classic?
Um. Probably. I think it's like around Survivor Series time.
Yeah, so what they could do is they could have a feud leading to Brooklyn. Then from Brooklyn to Survivor Series, have them like tag team and such, and win a couple of matches, and then like win the Dusty Classic because that's the thing they do. They just give the Dusty Classic sometimes to people who don't deserve it.
Oh, don't be like that.
I do not like the Authors of Pain.
Oh, the authors was the one that didn't do it for you.
Yes.
I would have thought that it would have been like Finn and Joe, like not being a tag team.
Oh yeah, that too. I blocked that out of my memory.
But yeah, like the authors winning the Dusty Classic made perfect sense.
Mm,
Ah,
anyway, we will
yeah,
see you guys next week. I may have a
yep.
I may have a silly intro like I did this week. I may not. Who knows? I only had this one because I went, oh, that could be funny, and
Hmm.
I hope you all like it. And I hope Nicky, I hope Nicky yells at me next week for it.
Yeah, that'll be the intro for next week. Me going like, "Look, you motherfucker."
Anyway, bye.
All right.